Hello everyone, welcome back to Odoo 14 development tutorials. We were discussing about the inheritance, then we discussed about computed fields, how to set default value into fields, these things in last few videos. In this video, we are discussing about a decorator. It is used to change the client interface, the user interface, or update the user interface when the user fills a data into a specific field. So before we save the updates into the database, the change that happened for that field updates the form, the view, the user interface. It is called the onChange. The method is called the api.onchange. So when a user updates a field, it causes the updates on the user interface. Just like when you add a order line or invoice line in invoice, it will update the total invoice value or the tax. If there is tax, it will update the tax amount, those kind of things. So that happens before you may save that change into the database. So that's what we are going to discuss in this video. So what we are going to do is we are going to add this onChange method into our Open Academy module. So in our Open Academy, we have courses, sessions. So what we are going to do is we are putting some validation into our module. So in our module, under this model, we have this course object and the session object. So for the session object, we have seeds and we have attendee IDs. So we are going to set some validation for these two things. So whenever the user tries to put a value for the seeds or the attendee IDs, whenever he tries to update the value of these two into summarize a symbol form, whenever user makes a change in the value of these two fields, the seeds and the attendee IDs, the Odoo system will update the user interface. So what update should be made, that we have to give in our onChange method. So these are our two fields. So for that, we use this api.onchange decorator. So here you have to mention what are the fields that you wanted to include here. So in our case, we want to consider the seeds and the attendee IDs for this this validation. So what we are doing is, first, this is our method name, verify valid seeds. If the seed number of seeds is less than 0, like if you put the number of seeds -1, that's not correct. So system will throw a warning with a title incorrect keys, incorrect seeds value, and there will be a message, the number of available seeds may not be negative. So that happened when you try to fill a value into the seeds field that is less than 0. So there is another chance that may happen, like if you try to add more attendees than the available seats. So to handle that case, we put another condition under this function. Here self.seats is less than length of self.attendee IDs. So once you added when you add attendees into sessions, whenever it goes to the number of attendees goes beyond the number of seats, available seats, system will throw another warning. So it will have a title like too many attendees. The message will say increase seats of or remove excess attendees. So this is our function. So this is the method that we are going to use. So whenever you make our user makes changes in the seats or the attendee IDs, system will trigger this function. Okay, so in your case, if you have a different scenario, you can put what are the seats that what are the fields that should be considered here. So you can put your own fields, like if you are checking with the course ID or something like that, you want to update any other fields, so there you can use those fields here and put your own code, whatever you want, or whatever the changes that you want to have in your user interface, you can put here. So let's check what will happen when we run this code and try to put some value that satisfies this condition in our Open Academy module. So this is our Open Academy module. We can go to the sessions. We have 2 sessions here. So let's try giving a negative number for the number of seats. Yeah, so the warning message come, the number of available seats may not be negative. Okay, and let's try putting a small value and add more attendees than the number of seats. So still we haven't saved these values into the database. So before we make this before we save these changes into the database, this happens, the onchange works. See, when I try to add the third person as an attendee, system throws a warning. Okay, so I can still, it's just a warning message. You can change the type of message into error message or something, so that it won't go beyond. Still I can add attendees. System will say again, just show a warning. Okay, so this is how the onchange works. And there are some points that you want to keep in mind while dealing with the api.onchange decorator. This use this onchange mechanism. One thing is you cannot call but create, read, write, unlink methods, the CRUD methods in onchange, since the changes, the record that you are working on is still not saved. So you cannot use this create, read, write, unlink methods, but you can use the update method. Okay, you can use the update method, or you can use the equal to to save the values into different fields. That's one thing. And one more thing that you have to keep in mind is it's not possible for a one-to-many or many-to-many fields to modify itself via this on-change method. So this one-to-many or many-to-many fields cannot change themselves using this on-change method. You can change using this. If I put this course in the on-change function, then I can fill the value of this responsible. If I have a responsible column here, I can read that value from the course and fill into that table. But we cannot change any one-to-many or many-to-many fields. We cannot they cannot change themselves using this on-change method. So it's a limitation of our current Odoo web interface, web client. So that's two things that you have to keep in mind. And the another point that you have to keep in mind is we can only supports simple fields like names, daughter names, and daughter names are not supported. Okay, so daughter names means if I want to put something like, if I change course ID dot in our session we have the course ID, right? So we have the course ID. Inside course ID we have a responsible. So I cannot put on change course ID dot responsible ID here, so it won't work. Okay, it will only take fields that are simple fields, like you can use name, start date, duration, everything that comes under here, but you cannot go through this daughter operator to the next method, next model, like a course ID dot name or course ID dot description, course ID dot responsible, something like that. You cannot this on change function will not consider those fields. So these are the things that you have to keep in mind while working with on change. I hope you understand the working and the concepts behind this on change, and I hope you will get a lot of examples from Odoo. Odoo uses it is and a lot of methods, a lot of functionalities in its different modules. So you can refer them, you can learn, and if you have any doubts, you can put those doubts under the comment section. We will try our best to answer your queries. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, you can subscribe to our channel, click on the bell button to get notified about the latest updates. Thanks for watching.